And then Applejack said, "But good things are better when they're a rarity." McCarthy, chapter 3, verse 2. Can I get an amen from the church? Praise Rarajack. The month of Rarity has come to an end, and we're wrapping up with an episode featuring her and Applejack as they are called by the map. Yeah, remember that? That's still a thing. When the Holy Duo arrive in Manehattan, they try to help Coco Pamel reignite an old city tradition that'll bring the citizens together, but with such a huge project on their hooves, they're wondering how they're even going to make a dent in all the work they have to do. So what's good? Well, there's a reason why Manehattan is one of my favorite cities in Equestria. It is gorgeous. It was great to see the big city again, and it's even more beautiful at night. There's a lot of diversity in not only the background, but in the characters too. It was a nice touch that reflected the city it was based off of. Also, it goes without saying that AJ and Rarity have the same great chemistry they always do. I'll admit that if they had just bickered back and forth like they did in the first season, I probably would have been tired of it, but instead, they play off of each other very well. Surprisingly, the standout character in this episode was not Rarity, but Applejack. The episode introduced her apprehension toward big cities, which ties back to her experience living in Manehattan as a foal. Not only that, but she's also put into a situation where she's questioning her usefulness. The idea of wondering whether or not your contribution is meaningful is an interesting angle, but they don't really take full advantage of it, which leads into the not so good. I felt as though the episode did more telling than showing. There were a lot of moments where I felt that nothing was really happening and that, story-wise, no progress was being made. Instead of showing the characters being unsure, the episode just has them say how they feel every couple of minutes. While there were some moments of life here and there, the story tended to meander a little. By the time Rarity and Applejack find out that they're supposed to help Coco Pamel, we're already at the first commercial break. The episode just moves along without much going on, and then all of a sudden we're at the end where the moral is practically spoon-fed to us. Instead of gradually showing its point and then driving it home with the lesson, the episode just barely hints at it through most of its runtime, then dumps everything onto you in the last 3 minutes, and when the credits started rolling, I felt really underwhelmed. And that's the best word that I can use when describing this episode. Underwhelming. It has all the pieces there, but it doesn't really put them together. If not for its few good moments, I probably would have been bored by this episode, and that's not really a good thing. Although it was good enough for Toon Critic to eat his criticisms about Rarity, so I'll take that for what it's worth. Gotta take the good with the bad, I guess. So, the month of Rarity has come to a rather weak end, but in the next episode, we'll find out what Apple Bloom's been up to while AJ was in the big city, which should make for some pretty good laughs. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some praying to do. Hail Rarity, full of grace, Faust is with thee, blessed art thou among unicorns. So what did you think of Made in Manehattan? Let me know in the comments below, or hit me up on social media, and consider supporting me on Patreon or commissioning me for art via PayPal. Until next time, keep it sketchy, folks. So I randomly paused the episode so I can get a drink of water, and I landed on this. I can't even.